How's it going, everyone? Equinox Phoenix here, and today we're going to talk about my thoughts on Devil May Cry HD Collection, which is a collection of Devil May Cry 1, 2, and 3. Alright, let's start with Devil May Cry 3, since that's the first game I played. Devil May Cry 3 is, it's a prequel to Devil May Cry 1, and takes place, I guess you could say, at the beginnings of Dante and Virgil's story as adults. It obviously, it also being the third game, it has a lot of quality of life changes that weren't in previous iterations, as well as just, you know, a more fleshed out system both in combat and in the red orbs and whatnot. Yeah, obviously, I'm trying to keep this spoiler free, but it's really hard. Anyway, um, graphic wise, it's amazing. The game looks amazing. The story is amazing. I will not touch on it too much beyond that. It is where the story begins, as it were, being a prequel to 1. Now, my rating of the game, I give Devil May Cry 3 a solid 8 out of 10. Remember, I gotta judge it as it was on release, not as a PS4 game, as a PS2 game, I believe? It's either PS1 or PS2, one of the two. Let me look that up. DMC3. Because I played Dante's Awakening, right? Was released in 2005 for the PlayStation 2. Yeah, as a PlayStation 2 game, this game is amazing. Oh, all 3 of the HD collection are PlayStation 2 games. Okay, that's good to know. Now, moving on to Devil May Cry 1, which now shows a more adult Dante in his office, and he meets a woman by the name of Trish, or he kind of breaks into his office. And here, obviously, this being Devil May Cry 1 being the first game, it's it is not it is, you know, very unpolished when it comes to combat, and you have pretty much no control of the camera. But other than that, other than the glaring lack of camera movement, which gets annoying at times, it is overall graphically, combat, pretty much everything minus the it is amazing. It's an amazing game for what it is, you know. And you travel to the underworld, as it were. I mean, that's pretty much Devil May Cry. Is you travel to the underworld to beat someone up. But yeah, with the glaring exception of the camera not moving, it's, I would say combat is good. The like currency system, red orbs and whatnot, it's great. I don't know why I made that face. I can see in my camera, obviously. Man, this covering games like this with no spoilers is making it spoiler free is really hard. Anyway, I actually have the HD collection because I need to replay through 3. Because I lost my save file for it. But yeah, Devil May Cry 1, I played it on stream, as some of you have seen. And I enjoyed it a lot. So if you guys haven't seen my playthrough of it, it's on YouTube. It's here on YouTube. It's saved as a VOD on Twitch. Um, saved as a highlight, I should say. But yeah. Now, what do I give this game? I give it a 7.5. It's a good game. It's a great game, and it built the base for the series. But we can't move the camera. We can't move the camera, and that's something that you can do on the GameCube, which was also around in that time. Hell, a game that came out in the same year as Devil May Cry 1 on the GameCube and Dreamcast. I mean, the Sonic Adventure series. I don't know which one of them, but I believe one of them did come out in like 2000, 2001. You can fully move the camera. Actually, I can check that. Was it Adventure 2? 2001, Sega Sonic Team. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Came out in 2001 for the GameCube. Same generation of console. And you can freely move the camera, so that is a very glaring flaw for the game. Now, on to Devil May Cry 2. What can I say about Devil May Cry 2? If you guys watched me play Devil May Cry 2, you will know within the first 2 hours, I rage quit. For the day. I didn't stop playing the game. I did it in 3 streams? I believe I did it in 3 streams. Anyway, you guys can check the playlist on YouTube. Devil May Cry 2 is a game that took all of the flaws in Devil May Cry 1, made them worse, added some new flaws, and removed the difficulty option on top of it. So there's no way to make the game easier for you if you struggled. And one of the levels, this is a minor spoiler. One of the levels requires that you use a specific ability of the Devil Trigger. But that ability was overwritten by another ability. You have to re-equip it. Otherwise, you can't progress. And it's pretty much endgame. You get stopped. Along with... the combat is a little smoother than 1, I will say that. And overall, the game is fun at times, not so much at other times. A very big flaw, I will say, is the equipping Devil Trigger abilities. Having both flight and fast speed, essentially super speed, on the same equip slot, and then requiring you to fly up to progress in a game, progress in the mission, after you've gotten the speed one, without it even telling you that it's overwritten flight for speed, is something that pissed me off. It quite frankly pissed me off. Playing Devil May Cry 2 was the first time in years, maybe like 10, 12 years, I have felt genuinely angry. Not at a game, in general. It is the first time I have felt genuinely angry. I cannot recommend Devil May Cry 2 as a game to play unless you are a completionist like I am. It is a subpar game in comparison to the other two. And I say this comparing it to Devil May Cry 1 and 3. It is subpar at best. It's not an enjoyable time overall. Like, yes, there are good parts. It's not like completely trash. But even as a PlayStation 2 game, like this isn't like Red and Blue where I was like, oh, it's a Game Boy game, it's the first of a small company, and you have to give it a lot of leeway for that. Obviously now not so much, but like back in 99 when or 96, I think. Yeah, back in 96 when Pokemon first came out, Game Freak was like, "Oh, this is like our first like full solid game." This isn't that. This is Capcom who have had games before Devil May Cry 2. Hell, Devil May Cry 1 was definitively better. And it seems that a lot of the flaws in Devil May Cry 2 come about from the fact that it was done by a different team than, well, the rest of the series. And so as a result, they made changes to try and make it better, but what it ended up doing was made it worse. If you want to see me play it to get the cutscenes or whatever, go watch my Let's Play. I didn't beat the final boss. The final boss was a cheap shot. It had 360-degree range of attacks, so there was no safe place to hit it from. And the aiming into was atrocious. You couldn't properly aim. To be fair, there's no real good aiming in any of the games, I don't think. But it was exceptionally atrocious because it wouldn't lock on to the opponent unless you were within. There was like 1 degree every like 45 degrees where you could stand, but if you stood there, you can't hit it. You can't hit the boss. So like, and the purchasing of like devil stars and whatnot to re-up your devil trigger, it's too expensive. It's too expensive and you can't go back. Like, it doesn't let you go back through missions like it does in 3. But yeah, overall, I'd say 6.5 out of 10. Simply because it is just worse than 1. And it is a good... If you take away the flaws, it can be enjoyable, but like, it's not worth. It is not worth the stress that the game put me in, and you could probably see my mood went down talking about 2. I went from like pretty neutral to kind of upset. But it is what it is. I don't recommend playing 2. Overall, the HD collection is worth. I'd say the HD collection is worth simply for 1 and 3. And if you're completionist too. No, I don't have this on my desk for thing. I discussed it earlier in the video. For those of you skipping around, I have this in my hand simply because it was on my desk, because I have to replay through 3. But yeah, overall, yeah, I do recommend buying the HD collection or 1 and 3 on their own. 2, I can only recommend playing 2 if you are not easily stressed out, and if you're a completionist. You need both, because as a completionist, it's nothing but stress. If you get easily stressed out in games and frustrated, definitely do not play 2. 1 and 3, sure. Hell, play 4 and 5 as well. Just do yourself a favor and don't play 2. I hate saying that. I try and stay positive. But yeah, don't play 2. Bad. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. If you guys haven't already, hit like, hit subscribe if you're new. I will see you guys next time, and as always, right.